May pop somebody for real. And all these people say they feeling me. What's really the deal? I'm trying to drop.
Now, before we get started, just a quick little disclaimer before we start. This video is opinionated and is meant to help if you like a girl and you're not sure what to say while talking to her, or you both are showing interest but the conversation may be getting a little flat, or whatever the case may be. But the point is, you're interested in her or you want to start talking to her, or whatever the case is. Now, if you're constantly texting a girl and she's not responding and she's clearly showing no interest, this video is definitely not for you, and it's definitely you just being a creep. And yeah, that's the end of that. Let's not do that. Now, I don't really condone cheating here, but if she's showing interest in you, even though she has a boyfriend or a significant other, then, well, I'm totally kidding. All right, let's go ahead and get into the video. Now, realistically speaking, and this is very, very, very realistic, 10% of a way to a girl's heart is knowing how to text her, knowing how to talk to her, knowing how to listen to her, knowing how to communicate. Girls love that. They eat it up. The other 90%, as we all know, is food. And this is all factual. This is non-fiction, okay? This is the cold, stone hard truth, is food. But in order to get to that point, you have to know how to talk to the girl. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, you have to know how to get to that stage before you can get to that stage, if that makes any sense. Now, back in elementary school and middle school, and a part of high school, I wasn't exactly the most popular kid. I didn't really know how to text girls at all. Well, girls didn't really even talk to me, kind of, sort of. I mean, a little bit, but when they did, I was very poor at recognizing that. And sometimes I still am, for the most part. But yeah, I used to text girls and they'd be like, hey, what are you doing? I'd have no game at all. Would not ask about them at all. I'd say the same. I'd like literally tell them what I'm doing. I wouldn't say, what about you? Ask what they're up to, their interest, blase. I'd be like, I'm playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I'd make it sound all cool and stuff. And I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I used to wear video game t-shirts to school and everything. So I definitely was not the most popular with the ladies. And that was before the whole wearing video games and in public, well, not in public, but wearing video game clothing wear and all that stuff was pretty popular. So yeah, I definitely was not up there in the popularity ranks. But that was a long time ago now, now I've become a man. Not really, but I've had enough situations and scenarios and things happen in life where I feel like I can kind of, put my opinion out there to the world and have it be taken lightly with a dash of salt, and not nobody take it too serious, but hopefully enough to where you learn something from this. As I was saying earlier about how to get to that point, what I meant by that is you have to know how to get to that point. It's pretty straightforward, but it's a little bit of an art behind it at the same time. You can't be all out, and you can't be too over the top, but you can't be too mellow, too shallow. You can't give off too much, but you can't give off too little. And at the same time, it's different for every girl, okay? Girls are like a book, a very thick Harry Potter book. Those ones you used to read in elementary school that were like super above your grade level, but you thought you could take it on, and they were like super thick Harry Potter books, and you'd read like the first page and you would not read it anymore. Or was that just me? I think that was just me. But anyway, back to the point. The point is, texting girls can be sometimes a little tedious, but it's all about how you approach the situation, Sometimes it can even be as little as saying, hey, or what's up, or whatever. Now, of course, you should know the basics. All you do is just talk to the girl and tell her, hey, ask what's up, ask her what's going on, how's her day been, and all that stuff. And when you first start texting a girl, unless she's showing interest, unless you both know you're liking each other already, do not jump in 30 minutes within knowing each other asking if she wants to hang out, or can you come over, or can she come over, or stupid stuff like that. You gotta take it slow. You gotta be elegant with it. Women love that. I don't know if they do, I'm assuming, but still. Okay, that probably just discredited this whole video, but it was a joke. I promise. Okay, I promise. You're in good hands. But anyway, you just never be the type to rush into it. You want to get to know a girl. Girls like a guy who, they appreciate a guy who takes the time to get to know about them and ask about them. With a lot of us as humans, once you kind of recognize it yourself, you recognize that people love to talk about themselves. And so that, of course, that includes us guys too. Of course, we like to talk about ourselves too. People love to brag, or not really brag, but people love to, talk about themselves anytime they can. And that's not a bad thing at all, but you know, you can use that to your advantage if you know how to use it. So what I mean by that is, you know, you can ask her her interests, you know, her favorite foods, you know, you can keep in contact with her favorite shows, you know, stuff along the lines of that, favorite movies, and that's how you find common ground and, you know, similarities within one another. And that's another big step in, you know, in that process of how to get the girl. But I'm not talking to you about how to get the girl. I'm talking to you on how to text, which could possibly lead to getting the girl. But those are steps you have to take yourself, young Padawan. Now look, I'm just here laying out the base. I'm here just putting out the blueprint, hoping you can follow the instructions and just take it all the way, get it done completely, do it perfectly, you know, because I want you to get the girl. I completely want everybody who watches this video to get the girl and hopefully not be a creep about it. So texting a girl, you know what I mean, and you don't want to be on top of a girl 24/7, you know, at the same time. You know, you don't want, you know, texting is cool, you know, but you don't have to, you know, you gotta play a little hard to get it, you know. And I know that can be hard sometimes depending on how much you like a certain girl or how much you like a girl, you know, but you gotta have some restraint, you know. You gotta have a little bit of chase, you know. You can't just give it all up and, you know, have the girl just know she can reach you any time of day when she wants to. That's kind of when the taken for granted scenario goes on. I could be reading too much into this. Like I said, I feel like I've known enough to kind of put my opinion out there, but that doesn't mean my opinion is 100% correct or the right way either. I'm just hoping you take bits and pieces from this video and can put it into your own work and art style if you like it. Okay, but either way, there's gotta be a chase, okay? And what I mean by that is, you can take a little while to respond sometimes, you know, but just don't be there 24/7 constantly, like, you know, like she knows she has you, you know. And I don't mean like a chase to the point where you take a whole day to respond, or, you know, a couple hours every time to respond. Like, you know, say she sends a text and then you take an hour to respond, and then as soon as you send that text message, you know, she sends a text immediately, and then you take another hour or two to respond. That's just gonna make her lose interest, you know. It may work for a little while, if anything, but at the end of the day, that's gonna make her lose interest, and that's gonna make you lose the girl. Okay, well, it's not gonna make you lose the girl, but it's gonna take. It might, you know, prolong how long it would take to actually get the girl you want. But I'm pretty sure since it's the girl you won't do that often anyway. I hope not. But point is, you gotta play it cool, you know. You gotta leave some mystery, you know, and maybe one day, you know, hopefully she doesn't ask, what are you doing? But if she does, you know, what are you doing when you take so long to respond? I've had that happen to me a couple times when I was just trying to be cool. And hopefully you can come up with some great response. I can't help you with that. I just said my city needed me. And yeah, she didn't know what I meant by that, but, you know, considering the times we're in now where it's hot girl summer and I don't know, what do we have, city boys, yeah, and all that stuff, yeah, it didn't roll off too well. But the point is, you just gotta have some type of chase. But just remember, just not too much, not too perfect, just right, just the right amount of chase, and that'll help you get to the girl. Partly, like I said, texting is only 10%. 90% is food, of course. So if you can slide up in the conversation and, you know, get to know the similarities, get to know her favorite foods, you know, favorite places to go eat, you know, her favorite type of, you know, scenery, her type of vibe, you know, bam, you're in there, you know? Well, of course you're in there, because if you get to the 90% and texting is 10%, that's 100%. Look, I'm no mathematician, but I think that's 100% chance of you getting the girl. Now, looks may have a little something to do with it, but probably not too much if you're a good guy. Totally kidding. That's definitely a video for another day. But I hope I can help out. And remember these steps, and you just might be alright.